does this have to do with the market for healthcare needs of people? How much is it decided by that? I'm not sure that this market and that market are aligned. I think these are entirely markets that have spun out of control of each other.
We don't have enough of a gender analysis of what is happening with entry barriers for women in not only in the health sectors but other sectors, what is happening with retention and what is happening with promotion. But what we do know is that we are seeing a large proportion of women in specific cadres in the health sector, and we don't see the growth, upward mobility. We don't see leadership not only in positionality but leadership even in the roles that they currently occupy.
Can we bring on complete role-based, competency-based skilling and training to the healthcare workers? We don't define the roles. There we have to define the roles. For an A&M, what she should do in the first entry year, after 3 years, after 5 years, 7 years, what is the expected role?
We have to now go beyond the numbers. We of course need a human resource management information system which will give us the real-time numbers. But even beyond that, if you see, we mainly keep talking about nurses and doctors and specialists, lab technicians, perhaps A&Ms and pharmacists, but we are not talking about the cadres that we are going to need in the future. What about the palliative care nurses, geriatric care nurses, the mental health care providers, psychiatric social workers? We do not have enough entomologists. Even epidemiologists are in shortage. So these cadres also we need to think about.
We are talking about human resources for health. And our definition of health is changing in front of our face. So this is really important to recognize. There's a transformation taking place across countries of our region from a few select diseases to the full human condition. Our workforce was built to deliver on the MDGs. We did a relatively good job at delivering on the MDGs, but the SDGs pose a whole new different paradigm challenge. So how do we think about the workforce as we're thinking about the SDGs?
The girls and the boys from the lower economic strata are more preferring to the nursing education. And English is not their primary language of communication. Is their thinking about nursing education being imparted in the vernacular language?
So you are talking about NEET and so many aspirants. Are there any discussions within NMC on how these entry barriers could be relaxed?
So as we've been discussing over the last 2 days, there's a problem of quantity, of course, of not having enough people, but also not having enough people in the right places, because the distribution of health workers tends to be skewed in favor of, say, urban areas.
Sessions have been quite educational, and the learnings that we are getting from the other states and some of the countries which are similarly placed.
Women will take jobs where they're being well looked after and where they have good career opportunities and where their particular needs are being taken into account.
We should have a very structured health labour market analysis, and for that we will need some digital tools and methodologies to be adopted.